Good evening. My name is Laurencia Cole. I am currently and have been for the past almost 7 years been a resident, a tenant at the preserve at Southwind. I am currently having the biggest issue. I've never experienced any nonsense like this in my entire life. Um, I lived in a one-bedroom apartment for almost 7 years here, and I decided I needed to transfer into a bigger apartment, a larger apartment, because at one time I thought I was going to move into a home, and it didn't work out. So I had all this furniture, had it in storage. Storage costs went up, and I decided, well, if I have to pay storage costs, I might as well have a bigger apartment, a home where I can enjoy my furniture. I decided to go into the office, your office, in about mid October 2022 of this year, to inquire to seek a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment. I always, in the beginning, I believe, had an opportunity to work with Kiera. Kiera was in the office, and I thought she was amazing. And I'm so glad that she got away. I don't know her personally, but I'm so glad that she has a new opportunity, and hopefully to get away from Lauren Taylor. You all have employed a property manager. That's what she titles herself, but she does not hold herself like a property manager. Her name's Lauren Taylor. All I've ever seen Miss Taylor do is sit in the office and tell other people to do her job. She doesn't do anything but sit in the office, hide in the office, and direct you towards someone else. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't respond to emails. She doesn't respond to your voicemails. You have to literally go into the office. So I went in the office. I had never met this property management staff that you all have employed or hired or contracted to seek to take care of your property. But I'm going to tell you something, Miss Lauren Taylor. I can't speak for the entire property management company, but this lady she does not need to be over anybody's property. She's evil. She's an evil person. She sits in the office. When you talk with her, she smiles and pretends like she's helping and being helpful, and she's setting you up at the same time. And I, notice that she's a little bit of a narcissistic, maybe even a little bit of a sociopath. She's evil. So she sits in the office. She doesn't do anything. She sits in the office. She don't do nothing. She doesn't do anything. And she has given me the hardest time. I've done everything she asked for. So the beginning of November, towards that time, I found an apartment that I liked. She put together the paperwork and had Kiera had me sign papers. There's transfer papers. That was one set of papers. Then there was another set that she had me sign on 11/11 of 2022. That same evening, I went and got a $250 money order for my deposit, and I gave it to her. She charged me the $500 transfer fee and all this other ridiculous. We'll get to that. I'm going to prove to you all that she's a liar. So while I gave her my money and I'm talking with her, now this is her. This is not Kiera. This is Lauren. I told her, I said, 7 years ago, I moved into this apartment, built this community. My apartment wasn't ready. It was terrible. I was like, please make sure that doesn't happen anymore. I said, I would like to see the apartment before I actually move in. Miss Taylor stood there in the office. I hope you all have cameras. She stood there in the office and said, yes, Miss Cole, she's like, I'll make sure that you're able to see the apartment before you move in. She promised me that. Okay. So I am calling. I've sent an email. leaving voicemail. She doesn't respond to voicemail. Probably don't listen to them. I'm asking, okay, I'm getting closer to my move-in date. I would like to see my apartment. Now, she's going to call and make sure payments and all this is being done, but she's not going to call and do her task, what is asked of her as a manager. So I'm calling, not texting, but emailing. I'm calling. I need to see the apartment. No one's called me. I'm moving in on the 9th. This December the 9th is approaching. Miss Taylor called and spoke with me. I remember I called that morning. She called me back. And I'm like, hey, Miss Taylor. And she act like, basically, like, why are you calling me? I'm calling you because I'm moving in the next day and I haven't heard anything from you. And you did not uphold your end with a promise. I've let her know that tomorrow, the 9th, I'm moving in my apartment. I want to make sure everything's done. She said, well, I'll call you back. She had Kiara call me back at 5:30, 5:45, around 5-ish, close to 6 o'clock that evening, to ask me if it was possible if I could move my movers back because there were some minor things that needed to be done. I also have an email stating that, okay? I told her no. I have hired and scheduled with movers. I can't tell them, oh yeah, because Lauren Taylor doesn't do her job, you all have to stop. And, we have to stop because she doesn't do her job. I can't do that. So I said, no, my movers are scheduled to be on your property at 9 o'clock a.m. December 9th. I go into the office. It's about 8:30, 8:40. I'm excited but nervous because I felt in my spirit that this was all going to be a mess. So Kiara comes in the office. She has my keys. She hands me the keys, being sweet and, welcome and congratulations. Miss Taylor sits in the office. Oh, Kiara will be with you in a moment. Why you, the manager, don't handle it? She didn't do anything but sit in that office and lie to people. So Kiara gives me the keys. So I come over, and guess what? Keys don't work. I go back to the office. I'm like, you all gave me the wrong keys. Miss Taylor gets off her butt because she knows she done messed up and say, well, I'm going to go see what happened. She comes over to the apartment. I'm going back I'm sitting, waiting. I pass her going back when she's coming towards the office. She comes back and they basically say, we're going to leave the door open and we'll make you a key. She gave me the hardest time trying to have the key or the remote to the garage. Just for no reason. I'm on the opposite side with the movers trying to get all this situated. Finally, they get everything on the truck, have an opportunity to come over. So they have ample opportunity because I'm over here with the movers. I finally come into my apartment. And it is a mess. A young man was on the floor in the kitchen scrubbing paint off the floor. The door was all melted. I'm going to show you all. I'm going to show you everything. I've documented videos, photos since I've moved here. And I film every day. So I'm going to prove to you all she's a liar because in the email today, she stated that they changed the battery in the smoke detector. No, they didn't, because you'll hear the sound in just a moment. They didn't do anything. The only thing they did in here was change the microwave. They changed one bathroom outlet. You heard that. One bathroom outlet. And he went behind on the front bathroom and recaulked the toilet. He just went back around. It was messy. This place was a absolute mess. She didn't prepare. She didn't come in this apartment and do a checklist. Let me go through and make sure everything is moving ready for Miss Cole. She didn't care. She wanted me to do her job. So after I come in and walk into here, into this apartment and see that's a disaster, she says to do a checklist and send it to her. Well, that's supposed to have been your job, Ms. Lauren Taylor. She doesn't do anything. It's all these slick, manipulative tactics so she can continue to be lazy. You do not need this woman over your property. So back to my move-in day. I come in here and I filmed the entire walkthrough. I walked through with my camera, with my phone filming. He's on the floor scrubbing paint off the floor. Cabinets were not painted. Sink was a mess, leak underneath. There was mold or fungus or some funky stuff in the freezer. The whole entire apartment smelled like marijuana. And it was pretty much falling apart. This front bathroom was a mess. My outside patio was a mess. They spot painted. They did a half-ass job under the instruction of Lauren Taylor. So nothing was, it looked terrible in here. Absolutely terrible. This front bathroom, the laundry room, the garage, everything. Nothing, and I'm gonna tell you something. There was no knobs on the cabinets. So they were preparing to paint, because there was no paint. Okay? If they painted, it was spot painted. And spot painting is when a non-professional sees a discolored area, or maybe something is chipped off, throw some paint on it, and they don't paint the entire area. They only spot paint what they want to. There is paint on everything except where paint should go. I'm telling her this, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna get everything fixed. She's like, thanks for being understanding, Miss Cole. Like, because this is not good. The bathrooms, everything. It was a mess in here. Not only was it a total disaster, I also found drug paraphernalia. I found a marijuana cigarette, as well as cigarettes in my master bedroom closet. I don't smoke. I can't stand smoke. So that's contaminated my home, where I'm going to be dwelling. The window was up because the person was smoking weed in this apartment. You can tell she did not go. She's supposed to be the manager. If you have someone preparing for a move-in, aren't you supposed to go behind them and say, hey, what's going on? You're supposed to get off of your fat ass and come up here and look in this apartment and make sure that the things have been done. And forgive me for cursing, but this is what it has led to, because I'm dealing with ignorant individuals. I'm dealing with people that don't know what Miss Taylor doesn't know what she's doing. And instead of someone saying, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, someone train me or whatnot, you want to be an asshole. And that's what she is. That lady does not need to be over your property. She's going to make your property fall. I have videos of all these potholes out here. Our gates don't work. We can't use the back gate. We haven't used the back gate in 2 to 3 months. She doesn't do anything. She sits in the office and lies. So one evening, I got very upset. So this is Saturday. I paid someone to come in and clean. It was so disgusting in here. The toilets were dirty. The sinks were dirty. Everything was outdated, old, nasty. And it was a nightmare. It's still a nightmare. I paid over $2,500 for people to move me, a moving company, friends. Like I said, I paid someone to clean. I cleaned as well. This place is so nasty. And you know what she told me in the office Tuesday morning? She was like, well, they came and cleaned. No one cleaned this apartment. And all the videos that I'm going to show, you're going to see it. And the reason I'm posting these videos on YouTube is because Lauren lied and said that she couldn't I called her and she said, well, I sent her a video early this morning. I sent her at least 8 emails this morning of each part of the apartment that needed to be fixed, because she can't understand when you write documents. She can't understand when you speak with her. So I thought, well, I'll make it easy for her. I'll make a video. I also gave my sister stayed here this Monday while they're supposed to have fixed everything or a lot of things. They didn't fix. They did a little bit pitch patch and they were out of here. Did the same thing today. I find it very inconvenient because they're not working on my time. They come in and do what they want to do. It's almost been 2 weeks and only 15% of what needs to be done has been completed. I also filmed, so Monday morning I was going to turn my key in and all of a sudden she's out the office. But I called, leave a voicemail, she's in the office. Next day I went in and I let her know I needed something in writing because I'm turning my key in. I don't trust her. And she wrote something up on paper saying that, basically stating I turned my key in. I also asked for a copy of my transfer contract with them. And then I asked for the lease, my new lease. Come to find out,